Welcome everybody. My name is Nathan Davis, an Eagle Scout from Troop 131 in Rapid City, South Dakota, sponsored by the First United Methodist Church. It's my pleasure to be the Master of Ceremonies for the 21st Annual Leadership Breakfast for Scouting. You may notice we have fewer Scouts with us today. Since COVID vaccines have only recently been made available to youth, we chose to limit the number of youth participants out of respect for all our guests. Next year, we plan to showcase more of our amazing youth and their accomplishments. Our theme this year is Soaring to New Heights because our programs teach more than just camping skills. They teach leadership, goal setting, and service to others, all qualities that help us soar above our challenges and achieve new heights. Because Scouting promotes citizenship, patriotism, and love of our country, please stand as our color guard presents the flag.
Color Guard, forward, march. Audience, please salute the flag. Color Guard, post the flag. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent, too. Please be seated.
We want to thank our color guard, Grace and Derek and Thomas, for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the Scout Oath and Law. Thomas, who is a Life Scout in Troop 72, chartered to Calvary Lutheran Church, will now lead us in prayer.
In the spirit of the 12th point of the Scout Law, Reverend, please prepare yourself for prayer. Heavenly Father, we pray for many things, for faith in a world where many walk in fear, for food in a world where many walk in hunger, for leadership in a world where so many only follow, for friends in a world where many walk alone, for freedom in a world where many are held captive. And Father, also bless us with humor, understanding that the world smiles in the same language. Finally, Lord, place your loving hand over the assembly today who gave their time, talent, and treasure, enabling Scouting to become a reality for so many young people. This we pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Thomas, for those inspiring words. Now, I know I'm hungry, so let's eat. We will resume our program once everyone is served. May I have your attention, please? Again, we welcome everyone to our 21st Annual Leadership Breakfast for Scouting. Please continue to enjoy your breakfast while we begin our program. Thank you for being here as we celebrate 111 years of Scouting. We recognize Scouting's friends, community leaders, and Scout volunteers. Studies have shown that individuals who participate in Scouting are more likely to volunteer, vote, graduate from college, and hold leadership positions in the workplace and the community. The Scouting program starts with the Cub Scout program, where boys and girls, kindergarten through 5th grade, begin developing life skills, community awareness, and timeless values. Scouts BSA, formerly called Boy Scouts, is the next step in the Scouting program. Young men and women experience the outdoors, earn merit badges, and have the opportunity to earn the rank of Eagle Scout. In Scouts BSA, youth learn and develop leadership skills that will last them a lifetime. Venturing is the next tier to the Scouting program. Venturing is a youth-led, co-ed, high-adventure-based program that offers young men and women a chance to experience new adventures like caving, mountain climbing, and whitewater rafting. The last Scouting program is Exploring. This career-based program allows young men and women to completely immerse themselves in a field of interest. Working with adult mentors, youth get a feel for a potential career, from police and fire cadets to medical EMTs to aviation, law, and many more. In the Black Hills, annually, we help provide scouting experiences to more than 850 local young people and more than 2,000 youth from across the country through our summer camp program, impacting thousands of lives far into the future. Today's breakfast recognizes the elevating force. You provide the lift, the funding to implement the best programs, provide the best facilities, and hire the best staff to enable Scouting to carry out the activities and service projects our community has come to know and love.
Salutations. I am Esther, a Star Scout from Troop 72, chartered to Calvary Lutheran Church. It's truly an honor to give a state council address. As for many businesses, 2020 was a challenging year. Our challenge began with having to move this leadership breakfast twice before settling on a virtual breakfast event, from which we learned a few valuable lessons. Next, we made a hard decision to close down our summer camp operation for 2020. We were able to roll a third of our troop reservations from this summer. But as you can imagine, losing 53% of our income was incredibly challenging. Our third major income source is popcorn sales. We are happy to report we sold 55% of our normal sales in total in 2020, which was much better than most BSA councils. To combat our financial woes, we went through cutting expenses, applying for government programs, and writing grants. During the fall of 2020, we launched a major fundraising campaign titled Save Our Scouts. With the help of many volunteers and generosity of some people in this room and many others, we were able to keep our doors open and now are positioned to rise to great new heights. None of this would be possible without the leadership of our Council Executive Board. Will you please stand and be recognized? I would also like to thank our key Council 3, Brad Fisher, Council President, Mike Lewis, Council Commissioner, and Corey Davis, Scout Executive. Will you please stand? Additionally, Corey would like me to recognize his staff. Would you all stand together? Thank you for the sacrifices and time you commit to growing Scouting in the Black Hills. Finally, we would like to thank our table hosts today. Please stand and be recognized as well.
Hello, I am Grace Belcher, a Life Scout from Troop 72. I am currently working on my Eagle project. I represent 850 Scouts and 400 volunteers who appreciate your investment in Scouting and our efforts to ensure that all young people who desire to participate can do so regardless of their financial resources. Many of us will earn the Eagle badge and become parents, city leaders, and business executives. We are the future. Many say the moral fabric of our country is eroding, but I am pleased that Scouting has stood the test of time and continues to be a beacon of hope, a path to responsibility, and a values-based organization that makes a positive difference in the lives of Scouts like me. Your financial support is needed today more than ever before and will continue to make a difference in the lives of young people like me. We are committed to giving Scouts the leadership skills and experiences, the knowledge, the character, and the faith to make the world a better place. Our mission may be lofty, but with your help, it is attainable. If not you, who? And if not now, when? You can make an impact now, and now is the time. As a Scout, I ask you to support Scouting through a financial pledge to our Council's 2021 Friends of Scouting annual campaign. It is our hope that everyone here today will make a financial pledge to support Scouting. With your generous help, we should be well on our way to attaining our goal of $100,000. We ask you to consider a minimum pledge of $175. This is the cost to support one Scout in the Black Hills Area Council. Many of you also work for companies that provide matching funds, so please indicate that on your card. We acknowledge that many of you contribute at a much higher level, and for that we are deeply grateful. Your table host can discuss the specifics of completing your pledge card and the ways you can pay your pledge either today or in payments over the course of the year. Please remember that all donations stay local. Please sign and date and verify your mailing address and return your card to your table host. For those that are using a credit card, please be sure to sign and date the pledge card and include your 3-digit code. Table hosts, please distribute the pledge cards, and after your guests fill them out, collect them and give them to a Scout or a staff member as they come around to your table. Please remain seated as we will soon introduce our speaker, Chad Hymas.
I am Derek, an Eagle Scout with Troop 72. It is my great pleasure to introduce Chad Hymas. If there is one thing that is constant in our personal and professional lives, it is change. You and I live in an era of unprecedented change and constant challenges. Chad Hymas is an example of how to deal with changes and challenges. On April 3rd, 2001, Chad's life changed instantaneously when a falling 1-ton bale of hay broke his neck, leaving him quadriplegic. Doctors said that he would never walk again, and that for the rest of his life he would be confined to a wheelchair. But Chad's dreams were not paralyzed that day. Likewise, each of us at times face challenges that might try to paralyze us, but they don't have to. Chad is now a world-class wheelchair athlete playing basketball, full contact rugby, and he races marathons. Chad set a new world record by wheeling a personal marathon of over 500 miles from Salt Lake City to Las Vegas, Nevada. Yet Chad counts as his greatest accomplishment the fact that he remains a devoted husband to his loving wife, Shondell, and a proud father to their 4 children. So get ready to soar as Chad shares with you about soaring to new heights.
Thanks, folks. You don't have to applaud. Don't applaud. Don't do that. I'm good about that. Hey, I'm going to be in the middle, so please make yourself comfortable. We're going to visit a little bit. I'm going to kind of hang out here, and I'm not going to use a microphone because they're a little bit of feedback. So he is right. My name is Chad. I'm out of Salt Lake City, Utah, and this is cool. I get to speak at a lot of events, but for this cause, and in order for you to understand why I'm very passionate, very, very passionate about what we can teach these young men. I'm going to try and articulate this in a very, very careful but yet direct manner, because I don't know that we fully comprehend as adults the kind of impact that we have and that we can have on these young people. I mean, it's easy to write a check, but are you willing to do more than that? My dad, Eagle, for sure. Scotty was big for me. And Shondell and I had a couple of boys. Our oldest, his name is Ace. This kid became an Eagle at 15. There's Ace right there. Really proud of him. Then Kyler, his younger brother, became an Eagle at 16. There's Kyle. Kyler's Eagle Court of Honor. In order for you to understand why scouting is so important in our family, let's do something a little different. Let me introduce you to somebody else, and I'd like you as an audience to tell me what you see in the picture. You don't have to look at me, I'd like to know what you see. And don't be afraid to speak up. No, she is smiling for sure. Look at her face. There's a smile there. But there's a lot more than that. I mean, let's dig in the weeds a little bit. Give me some detail. I'll take some details.
Wheelchair.
Oh, wait, so you said wheelchair, which is kind of ironic that you say that, because you don't see any wheels. But you do see a headrest, which I love. So she's in one of those big electric wheelchairs, 2 motors underneath, 4-wheel drive, a little bit more power than some of those Chevys I saw parked outside. I hope this didn't take away money from today's talk. What else we have? Come on, she's in a wheelchair. Come on, what else we got? There's a lot there. There's a lot there, folks. Outdoors. He's outside. Hey, water. Thank you. We got water. We got white spots on the water. If you look close, there's white spots on the water. If you look close, you can see exactly where she's at. Look at the sand trap right behind her. I'm trying to help you guys out a little bit. She's at a golf course. She's got one arm. She's missing the other one. The other one's been cut off. What color is her shirt? What color is Melanie's shirt? Oh, I just gave you her name. If you forget my name, I'm cool. If you remember the name Melanie, I think today will be a huge success for our scouting program. You might even do something a little more than what you've already done before you walk out that door. Remember the name Melanie and share with your kids. We just got done doing the Scout Oath, Scout Mission Statement, Scout Motto, and we even said a prayer to God. I was raised that way. Never went up to the girl and did this. Hey Melanie, my name's Chad. Went to high school. We're the same name. My name's Chad. You mind if we sit at your table for lunch? Never did. Yet I was an Eagles fan. How about this one? Hey Melanie, my name's Chad. These are my friends. Well, we play basketball. You want to come shoot some hoops? We don't care if you got one arm. We'll just lower the hoop and get a Nerf ball. Never did that. But said the Scout motto. Pray to God too during dinner time. I knew the Scout Mission Statement, and I had an Eagle badge too. Remember, you don't have to wear a badge to be an Eagle. And you don't have to give a little, but you can demonstrate a lot in order to help these young people out. And there's never been a greater need, I think, in our history of our world, in my opinion. Considering what we've gone through in the past, what we're going through, and we will continue to go through. And for these young people to have some sort of guidance, that does require guidance. How about this one? Melanie, can we take your books to class? We're party every day anyway. Just get us an excuse. It could be a win-win for everybody. I want you to know that I never made fun of her to her face. I mean, my scout master taught me better. My parents taught me better. But behind closed doors, it's amazing what kind of conversations take place. And that would probably go for all of us, but I'm not here to put you on the spot. We'll just go with me. We talked about the girl and I got caught by the scoutmaster. I'll just share with you briefly. The door was closed, had a bunch of buddies in the house. We were talking, I'll never forget this. I had some AC, back when I was a kid, they called it a ghetto blaster. Anybody that old? I had that AC/DC playing. I think every scout would play AC/DC before every 5 seconds. I love AC/DC. And we were talking, and somehow the girl's name came up. Now, I don't remember how it came up. I can't be truthful and transparent, be honest, and give you that information. But I can tell you that the girl's name came up, and there were some jokes that were said that night, and I was the instigator of a couple of those jokes. Not too much time passed, and we heard a noise. Someone's knocking on the outside of my door. Keep in mind, back then I wasn't numb. Today I'm numb, but back then I was vertical like most of you are vertical. Guess who's on the other side of that door? Wasn't Melanie, she doesn't know where I live. It was my scoutmaster. That'd be my father. I know. Walks into my room, shuts off AC/DC, drops to both knees. This is better than prayer, folks. Why do you drop to both knees? Well, it's amazing what happens when you put yourself on other people's level. Remember I said it's easy to write a check. Shaking a scout's hand before you leave, demonstrating to your kids, your grandkids, what it looks like. Even though you might not be a scout yourself, now we're talking about a true eagle. Eagles don't fly in flocks. Seagulls never get lonely. I'm just saying, eagles are hard to find. You want to find a seagull? Just go throw a French fry on the asphalt. Dad walks in, drops to our level, and all my dad says is this: I thought you guys were better young men, and we've raised you, we've taught you better. You guys are better than this. And then he said, it's not your fault. I'm really disappointed in the captain or the head scoutmaster of your troop. Who's he talking about now? Himself. Talking about me. Talking about his oldest son. And then he took it one step further. It's not his fault. I'm the one that taught him. And apparently I haven't done a good job. Let's stop. Who just took a hit for everything that was said that night? Remember, we just got done talking about the scout model. Honest, trustworthy, do a good turn daily, speak kindly of others. And who just took the blame for that not happening?
Dad.
He did, but he didn't say anything wrong. What's the message? Only you take personal responsibility for your life and the lives of others, which is what you have an opportunity to do today. You then begin to discover your true potential. You give without remembering, you receive without ever forgetting who gave to you. I'll say it again, it's very easy. You give without remembering, otherwise you expect something in right. And when you receive something, you never ever forget. I receive help every day. I will be indebted for eternity to the people that help me travel along around the world. Well, I don't travel with the nurse. My dad got up and walked out of the room. Next day of school, me and my buddies are sitting there. We didn't bring up what happened the night before, kind of embarrassed about it. Guess who walks into my high school unannounced and uninvited during lunch? How would you like to have your scoutmaster walk in and it's your dad? Are we all on the same? Can we all agree with this? My dad walks over to my table. My dad says this: "Son, nice to see you today." I didn't say the same thing back to him. He said, "Son, where's the girl?" Listen to my response. I remember exactly what I said. Dad, I'm really sorry about what I said last night. I promise I'll never do it again. Please don't embarrass me in front of all my friends. His response is a classic. Son, this meeting's not about you. And so it is today. No, we're glad that you're all here this morning, and I'm honored to be here. I really am. And we hope that you get some perks. I brought a bunch of books and stuff. We're just giving that stuff away to ad hoc, and we want you guys to remember how you felt, because you'll forget what you hear. My dad said, this meeting's not about you. And you'll do things for others that you won't do for yourself. That's why we're here today. He said, where's the girl? I said, Dad, she's got the pink bib on. That's it, right there. Green shirt. Look at her shoulder. It's green. She's got applesauce on the bib, Dad. Dad, she's sitting by herself in that big electric wheelchair, and she's got her teacher aide with her, up on her heel. He said, I need you and your scout buddies to follow me right now. What do you say when your father says that? What do you say when scout? What do you say back? You get your butt up and do a salute. That's what you do. We all followed my dad, single file to her table. I'll never forget what happened. All my dad did was touch her. Her only arm. She starts to spasm. Not because she's afraid. Someone just recognized her. Someone just recognized her. And she's excited about this. And then my dad said, my name's Chad Hymas. I've heard a lot about you. It's an honor. Now wait a second. Is he lying? Is he lying? Yes or no? He has heard a lot about her. He's just not predisposing her to judgment. He's heard nothing but negative. The jokes last night. He's not exposing her to that judgment. And he said it was an honor to meet her. And then he said, I need you to meet my oldest son. And I'm sweating bricks. Not because she's going to be mean to me or anything, but I'm sweating. I think I felt a little bit, or a lot, of guilt. And sometimes we feel that we tend to sweat. And I was perspiring. I touched her fist. It's in a cast. You can see it. She's got a cast on. And she treated me like I was a celebrity. But you guys already know I'm not. What was I doing last night? So we know that I'm not cool. All my buddies touched your hand too. Who's watching this?
Everybody else.
You guys gotta understand this. And my dad's not mic'd up. Of course, neither am I today. But he doesn't need to be. Remember, people forget what you say. They never forget how you make them feel. So they don't need to hear him, but they're watching what's going on at Melanie's table. We all sit down, and we have lunch there for 30 minutes. Here's what we found out. Melanie, how long have you been in a chair her whole life? Melanie, what happened to your arm? I never knew that diabetes could take a limb. I didn't know that. I thought diabetes was a shot in the stomach. That's what I thought it was. Diabetes took her arm. Melanie, what's your favorite activity during school? I love this one. She didn't say math, history, or science. She said she liked going across the street to the golf course. And the guys always talked to her at the 8th hole, that's where the water is, and she liked to watch the birds land on the water. And then she would go over to the water afterwards and grab the balls of the guys hit in there and sell back to the same golfers they hit in there in the first place for a bucket piece. That's not a bad fundraiser. That's a pretty good deal. And then my dad asked her if she had any aspirations or dreams. She said she didn't, but she did say she liked to watch the girls dance during halftime in the ball games. She liked something she can't. That was interesting. It was neat to listen to her say that in a gargled vernacular and tone. It wasn't really clear, but we understood her. That was our encounter with Melanie Bronis. Guess what happened to her 8 days later? Oh, she didn't die. Be optimistic. So far it's been a good morning. Don't ruin the morning. She didn't die. No, they voted her. They put the pom-pom on her wrist. No better. She was voted the head cheerleader. So yeah, she got to dance every game. The whole school. Remember, the ripple effect is amazing. And you have a chance to do that for me. Every day. This is just an opportunity we put right in front of your faces. Let's fast forward 20 years. Remember, I just showed you a couple of eagles on the screen. Now, 20 years later, the boys are 18 and 15, Eagle Scouts, and in my house, you're allowed to date. You can date when you're 16 if you're a male. Not sexist. I'm just protective. Don't not sexist. If you're a female, my daughter, I got one daughter. She's going to a dance tomorrow night. It's called Sadie Hawkins. She's 17 years old. That's 20 years earlier than the rules. I get a call from my 18-year-old son. Dad, I'm going to homecoming. I said, buddy, that's great. You don't have to tell me, that you're going or ask permission. You've been going to homecoming since you were 16. Have a great time. Who's the lucky girl? He said, Dad, I'm the one that's lucky. I said, okay, fine. Which girl is it? Senna, Krista, Jen? Who is it? Dad, this is a new girl. I said, good. I like it when you fish. Now that's just, I like it to catch and release. Respectfully, so I just don't want them to get too serious in high school if they don't have to, but that's hypocritical for me, because where did I meet their mother? But we're not talking about me, we're talking about them. Dad, new girl. I said, well, send me a pic. I just so happened to be in Perth when I got the call. He's in Utah, 15 hours difference than he is. He sends me via text this photograph. Remember now, we're talking about Eagle Scouts. Here's the picture. Son, I've never seen her before at the school. I've never seen her at your ball games. I've never seen her in your football games, basketball. I don't know who she is. Dad, her name's Lisa, Dad. She doesn't talk. I said, oh, what's going on? Dad, she's special needs, Dad, and she's half my height. I said, dude, you're 6'5", everybody's half your height. Dad, she shows emotion and loves Dr. Seuss. So I watch Dr. Seuss with her on the DVD player every day for an hour, and I read to her Dr. Seuss books, and she loves The Christmas Grinch with Jim Carrey. I said, when do you have time to do that? You got basketball training in the morning, You lift weights in the morning, you got 8 hours of school, then you got your personal training after school, and then you got to run the ranch and we raise elk, and you're running the elk farm after. I mean, when do you have time to spend an hour with the girl? He said, Dad, I just go during seminary. In Utah, it's not a required class. It's like right. It's a religious class that you can take in Utah for an hour every day, and like if you go to Brigham Young, it's required. If you go to Notre Dame, it's required. If you go to Southern Methodist, it's required. High school in Utah, it's elective. You can choose to go, but you don't have to. He tells me he's going during his LDS religious class. Whereupon I respond, "You're going to fail seminary?" He said, "Dad, you don't understand. It's all." I said, "Wait a second. You're going to fail seminary?" He said, "Dad, I just thought I would go and do what you taught me to do as a scout and what they teach in the seminary class." I said, "Oh, so you're not going to fail?" He said, "Dad, you don't understand it. You still don't get that. It's all worked out." I said, "Well, what's with the pom-poms in your hand?" You can see the pom-poms buried in it. It's a little bit bright, but that's okay. He's got pom-poms in his hand. He said, "Dad, I just went to Walmart and I bought some pom-poms, and I told her I'd be the happiest basketball player in this school if she'd be my head cheerleader for homecoming dance." I said, "Wow, I didn't do that at school." He said, "I know, Dad. I was reading your book last week. Chapter 7. Is it true what Grandpa did?" Did Grandpa walk in? That is it. I was reading it last week, Dad. I said, "You need to call your grandpa." The answer is yes, it's true. He said, "Well, I just wanted to be like him, Dad." I said, "I think that's incredible. I better go by." And I hung up and I just lost it at 2:30. He has no sense of time. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 in the morning, Australian time, and I'm just bawling. 5 minutes later, the 15-year-old Eagle Scout calls me. 5 minutes, not even 5. He rings up my cell phone. "Dad, I'm going to homecoming." What's the answer to that? No. "Dude, you're too short, haven't hit puberty, you're not going to homecoming. You're not 16. He said, "Dad, I've already asked a girl out. Now I'm lit." I mean, I know I'm paralyzed, but I am lit as a paralyzed person can be. And I'm starting to say, "Buddy, you can't break the values, you can't break the honor code, you have to obey your parents, you can't." The kid hangs up on him. Hangs up on him. Shoots me a text. No verbiage, just a pic. There it is. 15-year-old Eagle Scout right there. Calls me right back. "Dad, did you get it?" "Yeah." "Dad, are you going to be mad at me or are you going to listen to me?" I said, "Well, I go, Dad, that's Devery. That's Lisa's best friend. We thought you would be proud, not mad. We thought they would be comfortable going together. We thought we were doing the right thing, Dad. Everything that you taught us, that Grandpa taught me, we thought we were doing the right thing." I said, "Are you dating?" "Yeah, you don't get this, Dad, do you? You don't understand. You still don't understand how things work yet." That's why I just want to make sure you're going by the family values. "Dad, this has got the family values all over it." I said, "What's with the box of cereal?" He's got a box of cereal. He said, "Dad, I don't have as much money as my older brother, so I took the Lucky Charms out of the cabinet this morning. And I just told her I'd be lucky if she'd go to homecoming with me." Listen, 8 of their buddies thought it was cool. I flew home from Australia, and I got to be the chaperone. We used my bus because there's a lot of wheelchairs. Not one special ed student left out, not one. 6 wheelchairs, 15, 16 other special ed students, and I witnessed it for myself. Here it is. There's the bus I used to travel around the country. Ace is right here. Oh, I'm going to make the picture bigger, guys. It's kind of hard to see the lights on. I'll make it bigger. There it is. Ace is right here in the gray suit. Kind of hard to see. Let me go back. Ace is in a gray suit. Look at Lisa. Look how small she is. Look, oh, I just love her. Look how tiny she is. There's a few more scouts there. Kyler's there. The head cheerleader's on the far left. Her special day is Sam. And that's now been 4 years. What happens every single year, regardless, no matter what happens every year? The bus is used for with a bunch of scouts going in. It is absolutely unreal. In order to understand the impact it's had on my life, we're going to wrap this up in the next few minutes. I'll take you back 21 years. There's our last picture before the accident right here. There's Shondell. There's the same two boys right there. They were 3 and 1. Same two boys that you've seen earlier. On the way to the Eagle Scouts. I'm trying to teach them the best I can. 2 days later, I make a mistake. I get a phone call. I work. Shondell said the little kid in the store just took his first 2 steps. She asked me if I could leave early so I could play ball in the garage. Basketball's our favorite. My dad played college ball. I got to play college ball. I want to give them the opportunity as well. It's all in your head. I got to teach them. I want to get home to play ball for the first time. Let's make a long story short. I left work early. I stopped by the farm to feed all the elk. I loaded up a bale of hay that weighs more than any pickup truck parked outside the hotel, lifted it up 15 feet, and that's when I made a bad choice. I saw a red light flashing on the dash. I ignored the red light because I'd gotten away with it before, so it became a habit in my life, a belief system. Bale of hay rolls over backwards, lands on my head, punches my head in the steering wheel, the shaft goes through my mouth, breaking everything in its path. It's all been redone, and it did break all the bones in my neck, and it severed 95% of my spinal cord. And I got to live through that, and I can't explain that to you. I don't understand why some make it and some don't. But I do believe in a greater plan than what I understand. I think the verse I read was, lean not unto thine own understanding, something like that. I'm not here to preach to you, by the way. I'm not a bishop or a pastor or a priest. I just happen to like the verse, that's all. So when I read that verse or that passage, it makes me feel better that I don't have to understand why things don't work out the way that I think they should work out. Because some people live and some don't, and it just doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not supposed to understand that. And that allows me to wake up every morning with purpose, passion, and perspective. I was found 48 minutes later. Who found me? Why? I never showed up to play ball. And she saw that. She had the kids with her. I was still conscious. I met a lady by the name of Oprah after that world record marathon. She made a movie on the story. I don't have time to show you the whole movie today. I would love to show you a 1-minute clip of what took place. Are you guys cool with that? Oprah was impressed with something. It's got scouting written all over it. I want to share it with you. Are you guys cool with that? Here it is. There it is. There it is. That's the Rocky Mountains right there. That's my passion and dream. I love farming. It's in my blood. Love farming. Love raising elk. We've got about 600 head on the ranch. Raise them on that acreage. Release them on 28,000 acres in the Rockies and have people come to hunt our ground. That's always been my dream. There's my bad choice. There it is. Red light flashing. Again, it's a little hard to see with these lights. That's all right. Bale rolls over, and I find myself trapped. I realize that very few of you are going to find yourself in that position, but if you want to know what that feels like, I don't know, compromise your values. Disregard what we've talked about today, this morning. Sooner or later, someone you know is going to make a choice you're not going to like, and you could have prevented that. You could have prevented that. You don't have to be numb to be paralyzed. And it does hurt other people. Well, look, I hurt a bunch of people. My wife, my kids, all 52 men that worked for me, my dad, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But you have a chance to change that ripple effect. You have a chance to fill the rock to a different tire. She sees the blood on the tire of the tractor, there it is, and she thinks that I'm gone. But I'm still breathing through the blood pockets in my nose, and I can hear it just fine. I'm conscious. She's helpless, goes home and dials 911. Here's Oprah's favorite part right here it is. Where I live, we don't have firefighters. I live out in the country, you guys. I live up in the mountains. We don't have firefighters there. We got cowboys, though. A lot of those dudes are Eagles. Some of them wear pages. They're called first responders. I think a scout commits himself to do that. So is all of you. Look, 5 cowboys show up and 3 Utah State troopers within 12 minutes. So I got 5 cowboys and 3 cops within 12 minutes. And they got a massive problem. What's the problem? Right. The bale weighs more than a truck. They don't have another tractor. There's no hoist. Watch what these scouts do. There it is, right there. There it is, right there. There's 2 cops on your left. There's a cowboy in the middle with a white hat. There's another cop on the right. 4 more men on the other side. That's what Miss Oprah asked me on international television. Chad, how were 8 men able to lift 412 each off your body? I know. I was quiet too. I know what to say. I love it. I love this. I just heard a comment from the audience. Attitude, adrenaline. If somebody were to walk into the room right now, into our meeting, interrupt it, and say this: "Hey, sorry, there's been an accident right out here on the frontage road. Yellow school bus tipped over, a bunch of kids trapped on its side. We need your help." What are y'all doing right now? I know. And by the way, what I'm saying is not facetious. Just happened last Friday in York, Pennsylvania. Just happened in York, Pennsylvania. We lost 4 of those kids. You guys should see what they did. Look it up. Did the people grab their COVID mask first? Yes or no? Before they, I know. I'm just saying. It's not because they're ignorant. They're just, it's not on their mind. They didn't even grab their rain jackets, and it was raining outside. They only have one thing on their mind. What's the only thing on their mind when they get the bus? Save kids. Which is kind of why we're here this morning. And one more thing too that was amazing. Which kids do you think they saved first? I'll be more specific. The black ones, the white ones, the gay ones, the transgender ones, the Buddhist ones, the Christian ones, the Muslim ones, the Catholic ones, the Mormon ones. Which kids they saved first? Boys, girls? Which ones? Say that out, sir.
Kids.
So you're saying that they didn't pre-qualify? You're absolutely, you know what our challenge is? Look what we're fighting over all over our homes, our community, our churches. Everything I just mentioned right now is the exact garbage we're fighting over now, the opposite of what we teach our young men and our Girl Scouts as well. And I love that. Because you just told me when it gets right down to it, it doesn't matter, does it? And I think that's what God is. I think that's exactly how it is. And that's what we teach these scouts. And you don't have to be a scout master to do it. It's because of what I shared with you today. I'm now a scout master of trying to get another eagle on the way. Our family's changed a little bit. Here's our latest family photo. There's the 2 eagles up top. Ace is now married to Lindsay. They just got married last year. She's on the right. There's that girl that's not supposed to date until she's 47, but she's right there. She's going to a dance tomorrow night. I'll be home to see her off on that. There I am. Oh, Shondell and I, we just celebrated 27 years, and for 21 of those, I've been in them. I can't explain it to you. I don't. I have girls stuck by my side. She's the one that's taught me a lot of the scout model stuff that I already knew, but she demonstrated it. She has shared with me and helped me understand more a lot of what I've shared with you today. There's that little dark dude there at the bottom on the left there. Just got him. Got to make him an eagle. Sure. He already is one. Though. Just going to help get the badge and merit badges as well. Just got him Ethiopian. My wife got him on a mission trip. Double clef on the left side. That's both teeth sticking out. My other boys play ball. I thought he'd be a good ball player. He's black. That's not racist. I'm just saying it comes to this. I thought he'd be. He has no desire to play ball. That kid had 13 surgeries, fixed his face. Primary Children's gave it to him for free. His dream is to be an oral surgeon and to fix his friend's faces back in Ethiopia. And I'm going to back him up. Not for money. His only desire is to do what I did do back in America, to serve and to help others. And you have a chance to do that. Well, I've taken enough time. We got to wrap this up. You guys remember what I missed and I thought I got hurt? Remember I missed something. Remember what it was? I was supposed to be somewhere that night. I was supposed to be playing ball. His first steps. It would be 4.5 months later in the hospital before I got to do that. And my mother, who's an awesome scout, my mom's an awesome scout, she videotaped it. I know. She taped it live. And I have some good friends that are Grammy Award-winning songwriters and singers. Beyonce and David Archuleta. We were raising money for one of their charities a couple years back, and they saw this video at that fundraiser, and they wrote a song for me, and they gave it to me at the Grammys 2 years ago in Vegas. It's on national television, so you guys might have seen it, but I'm not here. I just want to show you the video. I think it's unreal. So here it is. It's okay if we don't do it here. Don't get it. We're good. Here it is. This is live. That's live. In a coma, you just wait. I couldn't even lift my arms up to feed myself. So I asked Shondell to leave. She came back in and told me we could still make this work. I don't like it. I don't like being numb back then. Suicide, much better option for me. A lot of pride sitting in the chair. A lot of pride. I didn't marry her to take care of me. I know I said for better or worse. I'm willing to back out on that commitment right there. So I'm just kind of faking it right now and see the kids, and I don't want to find a way to overdose. That's kind of my mentality back then. But it changes right here. Look at this. It's unreal. She's sticking by my side, which is what all of us adults do for these kids. We should stick by their side no matter what. Look, she's even lifting me up. And then I did it by myself right there. Look, that's a huge step. So now I'm getting after it. 4 months later, I'm putting my shirt on by myself. 6 months, I'm pushing a wheelchair with sticky gloves. That's my therapist. Little cocky, not English. Here it is. Watch these eagles, those kids. Watch them, watch the eagles, watch him. Watch him. This 3 years old, look at him. He doesn't walk, he runs. Hey, Dad, you promised you would coach us, Dad. Mom said your legs don't work, we don't care. Dad, Mom said your fingers look funny, we don't care. You promised you would play ball, Dad. I'm going to get you dressed. Look at this Eagle Scout at 3, look at him. He's getting my shoes on, I never asked. Dad, I'm going to put your hands on in your shirt, Dad. Dad, stop saying bad words. Scouts don't say bad words, Dad. Now look, now we're playing catch. We're playing catch. Look at his face. Look at his face. When I saw him smile, I never thought about suicide ever again. It's not an option for me. Park City, Utah. If I'm in the helicopter, it must be game day. I don't miss the kids' college games. I'll have that sucker right in the football field. I do not miss the kids' games. There it is right there. I'm in that bird a few times a week. I don't miss the kids' games. There's the breed stock at the ranch. The kids are taking that over. And I've always wanted to fly. So there's the Great Salt Lake of Salt Lake City, Utah, right there. Once was enough, so I'm never doing that again. I'm just saying, I got wet that day when I'm talking about the lake way down there. So let's end it. Are my dreams coming true, yes or no?
Yes.
Listen. Not in spite of people like you, but because of people. Remember, when you don't believe in yourself, you got to have someone that does believe in you. And that's what we're here to represent today. Not in spite of what I believe, but because of what I choose to believe. So I'm just going to end it with this, and we're done. What do you believe about why you're here this morning? You don't have to answer out loud. I'll just say this. Whatever you're thinking in your head will dictate your actions and what you do with these kids. Actions dictate the results they get because of your contribution. It's really simple. Whatever you're thinking right now in your head dictates your actions. Actions dictate the results they get because of your gift. And thank God you live in a country where you still get to do that. I want to thank you all for giving me about 40 minutes of your time to ask this question. Thank you.
It's over here.
It's all right up there. It's all right up there. So you gotta tell them for you. Somebody gotta tell them. I'm giving away a bunch of books and stuff. You guys want it right up there.
We want to thank Chad Hymas for his thoughts and inspiration. Chad, we hope that you will fondly remember this important visit to Rapid City. We have a 3D Mount Rushmore plaque to remember your time in the Black Hills. Unfortunately, it was not ready in time for this morning, but we will get it to you before you leave town.
We'll probably just ship it to you. Is that ready?
We would like to thank all of our sponsors for their support, and especially Mike Tice, John Gunderman, and Brink Construction for bringing Chad to us. Don Patino from Liberty Superstores, Don Poliski from Big D Oil, Bob Skoll from RCS Construction, Brad Fisher from First Interstate Bank, Neil Schlotman from Seco Construction, Jim Skoll from Skoll Construction, and Dave and Steph Heinck. We will now have some special prizes provided by Chad. You must be present to win.
All right, so we're going to go fast because we're trying to get you all to work. So when you look at your little ticket that you should have buried underneath your stuff on the table, look at the numbers, jump up, scream, run up here and grab something off the table. That's how this is going to work. And Nathan's going to draw and read the numbers.
424218.
Oh, that's you. Woo, congratulations. Okay. Wow, how's that for Rick?
424209.
Just keep reading.
424310.
You're supposed to be screaming and running up here.
I have an idea. Kid, I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Give that stuff away to whoever wants something. You have to write their name down. I'll send it to you and then you can grab it. I'll send it up back, whatever we have left. So everybody has something. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody's good with that? Okay.
So that way, I'm just saying, everybody does not get something. Everybody will get something.
Got it. Okay. We'll do it that way.
Today you have made a difference in the lives of youth like the Scouts here today, and have done something important for our community. Thank you again for coming, and we look forward to seeing you next year.